about 2015. I'm so excited at what God has done with Solid Rock Baptist Fellowship this last year. I'm so excited what God's going to do this next year. But there's one thing we need to realize. We're broke. I'm not talking broke as in finances, but yeah. But I'm talking about you and I are broken. For example, as I was typing this up yesterday, one of the things that I hate to have happen is a flat tire. I've had it happen many times before, particularly on highways. I've had one go flat when I was driving 65, 70 mile an hour. That's not fun. I know there's been times when I would wake up in the morning and go out and get ready to go to work and it'd be flat already. So I had to fix it. I had to change it. Okay? Another example came into my mind, particularly with Sarah, and now with Hannah. Oh, you got you coffee.
Yeah. I need to stay awake for this sermon.
That really gives me a lot of confidence. She has to stay awake, so she got her coffee and me water. Okay. But every time, literally, we turned around, Sarah would have a broken wrist, hand, arm, something. 2, 3, 4 times a year, she'd be in a cast. We'd have to take her to a doctor, and it would have to be fixed. It would have to have a cast or a brace or something on her for it to be able to heal. Of course, we know about broken hearts. A lot of us have had broken hearts throughout the years growing up, and it would have to be fixed in one way or another. And these are sad times when it would happen. But when we look at our lives, we look back and we look at them now. And we can say, yeah, there's things in my life that are broken. There's things in my life that need to be fixed. Now, for some reason, people get the idea that, okay, to fix it, we need to change something. For example, the tire. To fix it, we had to change the tire, either put on the spare or go out and buy another tire and get it replaced. To be able to fix the things in our lives, the things that are broken, we need to change things. We need to change a lot of things. Because we can't continue the way we're going right now. Next year, and I've talked a little bit about it thus far, one of the things we're going to be looking at is for you and I to become true disciples. First of all, we're going to look at exactly what does that mean. We're going to look at what do we need to change in our lives to become true disciples. For some, you may only need small change. For others, may need a huge change. There may be several things in our lives that need to change. There may be things that we need to add to our lives that we're not doing now, that we should be. And there may be one or two of you out there that may have the idea or the concept that I just can't change. There's no way that I can change. Look at Matthew chapter 19, verse 26. Matthew 19, 26. Matthew 19, 26. And Jesus looked at them, and he said, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. Now, when you came in this morning, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I've already taken down the things on the wall. I've already put away the thermostat, because I'm already looking forward to next year. And I'm trusting in this verse, I'm trusting in Jesus when he said, with God, all things are possible. Now, can change happen? Can your life change? Can my life change to get better? Can your health change? Can you stop doing those things that you don't want to do? Like Paul says, I do things I don't want to do, and I don't do the things that I should be doing. Can change happen? And the answer is yes. Change can happen. With God, all things are possible. Now, I would love it if I wouldn't have to take my insulin shots twice a day. In fact, I'm feeling the effects of it right now. My sugar has dropped again, and I took some candy that Jesse found for me, and hopefully my sugar goes back up again. If not, I'll just pass out, and you'll go, ah! Okay? And then we'll go from there. Okay? I may fall out and hit my head and blood be spurted. I don't know. Okay, maybe. But change is possible. I mean, you've already made some changes in your life, and I'm telling you, there's more than needed to be made, particularly when we're talking about becoming a disciple. Because there's things that we need to be doing that we're not doing. I mean, I could ask you questions right now, but I want us all to make these changes together. And we're going to take a year and look at that. And not only are we going to change, but as we get new Christians coming into the church, I'm going to say, Tracy, I need you to take this person up under your wing and show them how to be a disciple. And Tracy's going to say, who?
There we go.
Me?
There we go. No, I gotta change first.
Gotta change first? Well, see, that's one thing, and I'm glad you said that, but that's one thing that I'm so glad that I did not have to change for Jesus to accept me. There are some folks under the impression that they have to change before they can accept Christ as their Savior. Oh no. Jesus takes us any way that we are. And He does the change because that verse says, for man, it's impossible. There's things that you and I cannot change. The Bible tells us it's impossible. There's no way that you and I can change certain things without God. 2015. Again, I am excited that it's come. I'm excited that the Lord, at least at this point, is going to give us the year. Now, I don't know if He's going to wait to come back after 2015. I have no idea. But I know that as pastor of Solid Rock Baptist Fellowship, I have marching orders. Therefore, you have marching orders. Okay? Now, understanding that in 2015, the church needs to change. There's things that we need to do better, and there's things we need to do, period. Okay? I'm still debating the fact of saying our start time for church is 9:15, so we can start at 9:30. I don't know who I'd be talking to with that.
But now that we know your strategy.
Yeah, now you know my plans. I still get it at 9:30. But, you know, I was excited at the Christmas Eve service. We had 30 people here, a total of 30 people. 21 were from Solid Rock. I'm excited about that. Last year, I think we had a total of 20 with both churches together. There were several visitors that were here last Wednesday evening. It just made it a wonderful night altogether. Yes, the church needs to change. Christians need to change. All over the world, Christians need to change. Change in attitudes, change in behaviors. We'll talk a little bit about that here in a moment. But we as Christians need to change, and then you and I, we need to change. Now, I'm not talking about physical changes where, Jim Bob, starting next week, you have to wear a tie. Because this week would be the last week we would see Jim Bob in church. Because he doesn't wear a tie. And he's not shy to tell you that. I've known him for, what, 10 years now? I've never seen him with a tie. But that's not what I'm talking about. We need to make some serious changes spiritually. And we all need to make them. What are some of the changes? Our life. There's spiritual things that we need to change. And there's physical things that we do need to change too. I mean, I'm already planning for next year to be able to help us all spiritually with Master Life. I'm looking at a financial program to be able to help us with our finances. So that means this next year, we're going to be having a lot of extra time here at church. And I'm going through the process now debating, do we need to do it on a Sunday afternoon? Now, I know there's churches that do a lot of things on Sunday afternoons. I don't mind. But the issue is going to be you guys. Are you going to be willing to spend more time here at church on Sundays? Or would you rather have it on a different day? I've already had one person say, please, when you do these things, do them at 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoons. I can. But those are things that's considering what we need to be doing. Because I don't want to set up a time where no one's going to be here. What good is that? Our attitudes need to change. You know, I just noticed a misspelling. That's okay.
I already saw it.
Well, thank you for not criticizing me.
Sure.
But our attitudes need to change. In that, and I'm going to walk, Jess. She hates it. But in that, what if God said, and I have it penciled in, a lot of churches do a weekly visitation. Some do it monthly. But that's where the church gets together and then goes out and visits different folks. Maybe folks that haven't been here in a while. Maybe we've had visitors in the church and we need to go out and visit with them and invite them back. And, you know, pretty soon I'm going to hear the excuse. Notice I didn't say excuse. I said excuse. Yes. For a reason. Oh, I'm at church too much. No, I've heard it. I've heard it. And that's from folks that's only here on Sunday mornings. Not here on Sunday nights or Wednesday nights. Yeah. But we have to change our attitudes. Because of what the church, meaning you and I, are called to do, it's going to require a different attitude. Because what if we do visitation, let's say once a month, and you all are willing to come. But Linda comes, why am I here? I don't want to be here. Why am I visiting? I don't want it. I don't care. Ah! I don't want you here either. Go back home.
It sounds pretty much.
She's a troubled child.
We have to lovingly serve the Lord. And beyond popular belief, that's 24/7. Not just the time that we're here at church Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday. I can use the word out, habits. There's habits that we do that because the Bible says man cannot do it on his own. But with God, all things are possible. Maybe there's issues that are out here, habits that we need to throw out. You know, as we begin next year, there's a lot of things that we are going to see as change. Change is hard for people. I understand that. Every church I started to pastor, I went in and they're all afraid of immediate changes because they don't like changes. Things that work when they change. We don't like an immediate change. We want it slow. We want it on our time. We want to be comfortable with the change. It's time we change a lot of things. I mean, you may notice things that we need to change. We need to change the pastor. He's too bald. He needs to grow more hair. Well, that's a God thing. Because I can't help that. It's too late. But there are things that we can change. There's things that we need to change. We could label 2015 as a year of change. I've thought about that. I've thought about the year of making disciples. There's a lot of things that we can label 2015. But you'll have to wait until next week to see what we're going to call it. Okay. But as we finish out this morning, because we do have our very brief business meeting, prepare. Prepare your heart, your mind, and your soul for this change. It's going to require a lot of you, of me. We need to be ready for it. Because I don't know exactly everything that needs to change. Because I don't know your lives 100%. You see, y'all could be doing things at home, but when you get to church, you're not doing that. Or you're not doing things at home that when you get to church, you do them. So next week we'll talk more about that. But at this time, we're just going to have an invitation. As I look around this morning, I can say 100% we're all saved. But are we prepared for next year? Are we prepared for next year? There's going to be a lot of midnight oil burned in my house. I don't know about your house. A lot of work to be done. Yeah. Things they need to do, preparing to lead, things to change in my home, me. Okay. There's just a lot of things that we need to change. I would ask the question, are you ready for change? But I know the answer. No. We don't want it to change. Everything's going along just fine. That's the problem with with a lot of churches today. They have that attitude. When really, we do need to change. For churches to grow, for us to do what God has called us to do, things need to change. Let's stand.